What's going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today is March the 7th. I want to give you a quick pre-market update, go over some of the hot movers and what big money is doing today. Before getting to any of that, make sure to hit that thumbs up, and with that, let's get right to it. So starting off with data points, we have two big ones. Non-farm payroll forecast right now is 150. Unemployment coming out at 730, and then that estimate is 4%. So right now the market seems to be improving, and that is, in my opinion, because of Broadcom's earnings. But as you can kind of see so far, just based on that chart, anticipate a lot of volatility. Today is going to be a wild ride, because even though the market seems to be cautiously optimistic and moving higher because of, again, Broadcom's earnings, this right here, unemployment, is going to really shake things up. And it kind of gets better. You do have Powell later today. I think he's speaking at the University of Chicago, if I remember. And so that's going to be at 11:30, talking about the favorite hot topics of the market. So inflation, monetary policy, the whole shebang. So he could be saying some things that could really escalate the market's fear or could really comment. So it's going to be a fun ride nonetheless. But when it comes to Dow, it is up 0.03, S&P up 0.09, and NASDAQ is up 0.25. And fear and greed index is at pretty much the low. So yesterday it was like at 17. So people's appetite for risk isn't on the table, and a lot of spec stocks did actually miss on their earnings. So I'm going to be talking on them and what's happening. So starting off though, SoFi. SoFi is down 0.56%. So it is lagging the broader market. No news, no SEC filings, no rhyme or reason on why this is happening. So we'll just have to wait and see. I think in SoFi's case, like, I can't just say like the technicals are breaking down. This is why SoFi is getting hit more, because every stock for the most part is their technicals suck, because over the last week has been pretty much one of the worst weeks in a very long time in the market. SoFi even just yesterday went down 7.3%. So just watch for some of the key levels. I'll go over that in a second. But as far as shorts though, they did increase a small amount yesterday to 12.33% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 132.83 million shares overall are being shorted. So just anticipate a little bit of volatility. Quickly going back over here. So this is the open interest for SoFi. So because of course today is Friday, so sometimes that plays a part in manipulation coming from shorts. So right now you have 1,000 at that 12.50, 1,000 or 3,000 at that 13, and then kind of small amounts at that 12. So you won't see any real manipulation. If it somehow does get a nice push higher to maybe around 13, you could see shorts a little bit more active, but I feel like that's not going to be the hill that they want to die on for 3,000. It won't really be worth it to them. So let me know your general thoughts on that. But some key points to really watch for. So with it at 12.34, it is trading between these 2 points, so this S2 and this S3. So $12.72 is going to be that real key level that it has to close above if you're going to see any sort of recovery going into next week. So just watch for that. Flip side, 11.31. I don't see that being touched even in the worst case of scenarios. So let me know your thoughts on SoFi. Moving on, Broadcom. So they are up 10.34%. It did have a high of 214-ish. This is their earnings, so essentially a nice triple beat. But I think the only thing that's really dragging it down is just hesitation, broader market hesitation. But no matter what, this was absolutely a solid beat. Coming from a short standpoint, I think they will be returning a little bit today. It's not a squeeze play on a side note, so only 1.05% of the free float's being shorted. Works out to be 48.59 million shares overall are being shorted. So in reality, it is what it is. Nothing crazy, nothing really to worry about for shorts, but with it at 198, it is trading between this pivot and this S1. So 193 will be a strong support. Flip side, 210 is going to be the next strong target / resistance. So even though their earnings were good, if unemployment, let's say, comes in at 4.3, 4.4, or something a lot worse, then you could see a very swift pullback. So just take note of 193 and then 182. There'll be strong support levels. Flip side, if it is better than anticipated, anticipate a push kind of to, again, probably that 214 most likely, because the next strong target would be 227. So yeah, they had some pretty good earnings. A lot of other stocks I'm going to be talking on weren't as fortunate, but getting right to the next stock. So ticker is LUNR, so Intuitive Machines. It is down 39% this morning, and it has not been at this level since roughly September-ish for the most part. So yesterday it went down 20%, today down 39% because of this news. So 1 o'clock yesterday, private lunar lander may have fallen over while touching down near the moon's south pole. So that really shook the stock quite a lot. And then this one right here, they did put out news after hours, but I think it's still the market digesting what that news at 1 o'clock is and what that does mean. So I think all in all, it's not the best news for this, because at the same time, this stock is very heavily shorted. So 20.83% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 17.68 million shares overall being shorted, with it at $6 and change. Honest, it's below every single key fib level, so just watch for 729 to be that next strong kind of target / resistance that you need to get over. So this stock is not for the faint of heart, so do your own due diligence. If you do believe in a bigger picture, then take advantage. These are some pretty cheap prices in comparison to what it has been. So again, do your own due diligence. This stock, Big Bear, very popular retail stock, ticker BBAI. It is down 15.48%, and yeah, they missed on their earnings. I think all the writing was on the wall that it was going to miss. Yeah, I think Big Bear, all the data points showed that it was going to pull back. So nothing crazy stuff, but this is what it did come in at. So earnings per share, they did miss by 38 cents, and revenue, they did miss by 10.79 million. So that isn't all that great. Under my other YouTube channel, I'll do a full breakdown of this stock. So if you're interested, definitely pop over there and take a look. But at the same time, this stock is fairly heavily shorted, and of course, if you kind of analyze this, shorts have been getting in quite a lot. So 14.93% to where it is now at 22.32. So shorts at the same time did realize that their earnings was going to miss. That's why they were doubling down. So yeah, 22.32% of the free floats being shorted, works out to be 40.57 million shares. Some key points to watch for. So with it at 352, it is trading between this S1 and this S2. So 238 is going to be that strong support, and then 392 will be that next strong target / resistance. So their technicals are breaking down, but then again, if you kind of look at this chart, it's not all that great. It kind of does come off as a pump and dump a little bit, but let me know your general thoughts. Do you believe in this company, or what's your kind of 2 cents on this? And last but not least, ticker HPE. So they did have their earnings as well, and so they did miss on their earnings by 1 cent, beat on revenue by 41.22. I didn't listen to the actual call itself, but it's clear to assume that they did miss on their future guidance. So it is down 19.82%. So this is a crazy pullback. So similar to LUNR or Intuitive Machines. If you believe in this company, these are some pretty damn cheap prices. And it also does pay a dividend of 2.9%. Payout ratio is blank. So yeah, I think that's a pretty good thing. But aside from that though, 2.86% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 37.44 million shares. Shorts did increase leading into their earnings, so a kind of abnormal bump up right there. So similar nature to the last stock, Big Bear, maybe shorts did anticipate them to miss on their earnings, so something to kind of consider. But with it at 14 and change, it is trading between this S1 and this S2. So 14.13 is going to be a strong support, and then 16.44 is going to be the next strong target / resistance point. So it should be a fun day no matter what though. So let me know your general thoughts. Do you think that this is going to break below that? Is there any other stocks that's kind of floating your boat? And what's your viewpoint on, for instance, unemployment? Do you think it's going to come in better than anticipated? And then hopefully save the broader market, or do you think it's going to really wreck the market? What's your 2 cents on all that? Hopefully everyone's going to have a good weekend ahead of them. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching. And then also make sure you pop over to my Patreon. I give buy signals on stocks, options, and crypto. Many of them have been absolutely on point and bangers. Definitely worthwhile to pop over there and take a look. With all that, appreciate all of you watching.